Oh my, it's Wednesday, December 27th, in the year 2023. It's the last Material Issues episode of this great year 2023, episode number 135. I'm Mark Hershberger of Pop Detective Records. I'm over here in moderate South Jersey. Joining me as usual from the West Coast, the left coast, the president of the International Pop Overthrow Festival, my very good friend, Mr. David Bash. Happy almost New Year, my friend.
Likewise, Mark. Happy almost New Year. Give me a second here. I just realized I need to text somebody. This is
You're
what we
seeing
call
it.
this is a professional show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you're seeing it happen live. How many times do you join a live Facebook, YouTube program and watch one of the hosts text his concubine?
It is my concubine, actually.
See, I just thought of that off the top of my head, and it's actually true. But
Episode 95, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to tell you, my day today was quite long and eventful. David, I woke up early, and as some people know, I do the PA basketball announcing for Haddonfield, New Jersey, Haddonfield High boys and girls varsity basketball. And today was day number one of their holiday tournament, which is 8 teams, 4 games today. So I did the PA announcing and made all the noise and music and fun stuff for 4 full basketball games today, starting at 10 o'clock this morning, ended up at 4:15. I ran home, I walked Ches, and hopped in here and got ready to roll with this program. So happy almost, guys. Part of the Clubs Italian group with cataract surgery this morning. Okay, you've got me beat. I did 4 basketball games, but you had cataract surgery. So
No, I hope it went well.
yeah, I hope all is well. Yeah, so that's my crazy day today. So if my voice sounds a little rough, it is what it is. It's
I
all
didn't
good.
have a crazy day, but I did have a crazy dream this morning. Um,
Oh, episode
and
95.
no, not that crazy, and certainly not that good. But no, you ever have like elements of recurring dreams enter a dream, enter another dream?
Hey Barry,
Yeah, Barry. Good
glad
to
everything went well.
see
Yeah,
you.
say
You
it
ever,
again. Yeah,
you ever have you ever have episodes from recurring dreams enter another dream?
I'm going to say yes.
You
I think.
probably have.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
thinking. The more if I think about it, yes. Yeah,
it's just dreams are nothing but stimulation of neurons anyway. But
right.
hate to reduce them to something purely scientific, but that's what they are. That doesn't mean they're not beautiful.
And they generally
Anyway,
don't. Thank you. Look much older. And they generally don't last for more than a few seconds, but you may think that they're hours long.
right. And you dream. I mean, if you sleep a normal amount, you dream several times every night.
Right.
You just don't remember them. You have to be kind of conscious as you're waking up. Usually, when you're aware of your dream, you're usually waking up, and the question is, are you going to retain any of it once you do wake up? There's always that nether area where you're sort of half asleep and half awake, and you realize that you've had a dream and you're thinking about it, and then when you wake up, suddenly it's like, oh shit, where is it going? And then it's gone. But occasionally that's not the case. Occasionally you retain it. So this one, I'm going out. I go outside my house one day. Greetings.
Greetings.
And it actually does look like my house. I go out and suddenly there's this booth outside by this record vendor who I know because, and here's where the recurring dream. I've dreamed about this record vendor several times in other dreams. They're usually part of like an antique mall. They don't have a store. And that antique mall can be anywhere. Sometimes it's been in Manhattan, like on 40th Street. It's been in the Village. It's been in other unidentified places.
Hey Tim.
But it's always a record store that sells very obscure 60s stuff and new reissues, and they tend to get the new reissues very quickly. Anyway, somehow they've got this. Well, I know who that is. Um, and So somehow they've got this booth set up. And they've got balloons on it and everything. And there are a whole bunch of people in our yard waiting to buy from them. And I don't really know who the owners are, but it's this couple. It's a woman who just looks kind of like, I don't know, what was her name? Ward Cleaver's wife on Leave It to Beaver.
Oh,
She kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
Well, Barbara Billingsley was the
Barbara
actor.
Billingsley.
June, that's right. She kind of looks a little like June Cleaver, and the guy looks like kind of an old hip. He's cut his hair, but you knew he was a hippie at one time, and that's why he's into this 60s stuff. So I go out there. I go out there and I say, "What the hell's going on here? What are you doing setting up this booth?" They said, "Well, we just set it up." And I said, you have no right to do that. You never got permission." And the guy says, "We got permission from so-and-so," and whoever that so-and-so was someone I knew, but hadn't told me anything. I said, "Well, you didn't get it from me." And I'm really getting angry. I'm saying, "Take this booth down. You know, you have no right to be here." And all these people, they're just, but in the meantime, I asked the woman, "So did you get," stop it, John Borak, stop it. That's the woman. "Did you get that rare Al Stewart?" I don't know why. That Al Stewart. She said, "No." I said, "How about the Billy Nichols?" And that must relate to my post about the Billy Nichols album for 50
Right.
And she said, "Well, we do have that." And I'm all excited. And it turns out to be like it's barely even a CD. It looks like a total bootleg and doesn't even have a jewel case or anything. And I said, "That's it?" And she said, "Yeah." And then suddenly I'm still incensed at the whole situation. I go in and get Rena, and she comes out. And once she's there, I really start ripping into them. I say, "I'm going to sue you. I'm going to, get the hell out of here. You have no right to do this." Hi, Ollie. Is that a friend of yours, Mark?
It's a friend of the show, I guess. I love it.
Oh, well, hi, Ollie. Welcome to the show. They did not have the Ken Sharp 4 LP. So anyway, I get Rena out, and once she comes out, I really go into full gear, and I say, "Get the hell out of here." And suddenly the guy runs into my house and runs upstairs, which is interesting because we don't have an upstairs, and runs into a room that looks like the room my grandmother stayed in at our house in New York. And I catch him on the phone, and he's saying, "Yes, I got permission. I don't know what this guy's doing." And I start yelling, "You did not." And that's when I woke up. I wish there was a better punchline, but
yeah, I was waiting for something like incredible to happen.
Unfortunately, at that point I woke up.
But that's generally how the dreams work. It gets to a point you're like, and then you wake up and go, "I don't know why it didn't resolve itself." Now
they do, yeah. Especially dreams about women. Those are the worst when you finally realize, oh damn.
Well, yeah, I spent a lot of years reading about dreams and how to control your dreams or how to set up yourself to
lucid
dream.
Yeah.
Specifically, and and of course insight, when you're dreaming inside your dreams, trying to envision and see your own hands, which help you control things better in the dream. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing you can do, but man, it took a lot of work, so I just went back to sleep. Yeah. So that was it. But hey, as I said, Ches has been getting tons of great holiday gifts here. It's amazing how there are neighbors that have taken good care of me. As a matter of fact, there could be dinner outside my door right now as we speak. That happens quite often. But over the last week or so, there's been so many packages at the front door, and I pick it up, and it looks to be like wonderful treats and cookies and things like that. And before I even eat it, all you got to do is look at it, and it says specially baked for dogs. So Ches has made a killing this holiday season, and I've gotten some cookies, some little things, but it's mostly been Ches stuff. So
and don't forget to pound those cookies into you.
Yeah,
that's John Borak will get that.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing, every once in a while we do talk cards, but I was online at a neat little, somebody was doing some card breaks and things, and I actually won a very apropos signed card, Walk of Fame Chevy Chase Pop Century. It's Chevy Chase autographed
Ah,
card. Yeah. So Christmas vacation, I got a Chevy Chase card, which is kind of
Chevy Chase, member of Chameleon Church, part of that Boss Tone sound,
oh
late 60s Boston.
yeah.
I don't remember. Did he play drums for them, or did he play
I think he
keyboard?
played drum. I think he did play drums. Yeah.
Even though I think he can, I think he's a multi-instrumentalist. But
And well, one other thing I wanted to show you, David, because I really just I forgot to send it off to you, and we do know how you enjoy your snacks. I figured this one you would have really enjoyed, but unfortunately, I forgot to send it off to you. I'm going to have to send it to my daughters instead. But it is Rob's Backstage Popcorn by the Jonas Brothers. It's Jonas Brothers brand popcorn. You do see like Nick Jonas and whoever the other two are. It's Nick Jonas and the other two.
like the other two.
Yeah, my daughter and everybody
definitely
loves
send it to them. Yeah.
everybody loves what they love, but my daughter's a big Jonas Brothers fan, so they have this popcorn that appeared up here in this area. She doesn't have it down in Florida. That's going.
I think I told you the story about what happened with a young band that we had at IPO. I gotta tell this again for people who haven't heard it. And maybe I didn't mention it on the air, but
it wasn't the Jonas Brothers.
A bunch of years ago, a young band played IPO, and I don't know if John Borat. I don't think he was there, even though this was an Orange County Fair show, and at that time, he was working with Time Warner, and he helped set this thing up. Anyway, it's a young band who played IPO many times. I won't mention their name, but they've actually gone on to some renown under a different name.
The Billy Nichols chips.
Would you believe? No. Anyway, they're doing their set. They're kind of a young, cool, punk pop rock band. Just young guys who really want to be cool. And there was a guy scheduled on after named Taylor something. I don't remember his last name, but he was a young, good-looking kid. Almost looking like a blonde Jonas brother, one of those guys. And all I know is there was this teenage couple, boyfriend, girlfriend who were there. And I can only imagine, we were running late, and I can only imagine the girl was probably nudging the guy saying, "When is Taylor going to be on?" As if the guy knew, but teenage girls, they'll do that kind of thing. They know the boyfriend. They're just venting. When's Taylor? After a while, he probably just got sick of this because A, he didn't know when the hell Taylor was going to be on, and B, he's probably angry that she wanted to see this guy that bad, like Taylor better than her own boyfriend. So he got angry, and the one thing I do know is he yelled up to this band in question, "You guys are the Jonas Brothers." Now think about this. When we were growing up, if a young rock band was playing and somebody said, "You guys are the Osmond Brothers," think about how angry that band would get.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or probably at the time, "You guys are the Bay City Rollers" or something, because that was more of the teeny bopper.
Well, the Osmonds were very teeny bopperish, but
yeah.
And they're also brothers, so it's almost a perfect parallel.
There you go.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but the lead singer got pretty pissed off at the guy and he yelled, "Fuck you." Now, this is an outdoor show. John Borak can certainly attest to things like this happening. Yeah. This is an outdoor show with a lot of parents and their kids. And you're not supposed to say stuff like that. And I always warned bands. I would send an email out to the bands playing the Orange County outdoor shows saying, just remember where you are. No F-bombs, no S-bombs, no bombs of any kind. There are kids with their parents there. Well, anyway, he dropped the F-bomb. Within about 5 seconds, maybe even less, I was descended upon by three, like vultures, by three park employees. Yeah. 3 park employees saying that was their last song, or this is their last song. So I had to go up to the stage and tell the lead singer, "This is your last song." He said, "I know." Like, he knew what he did. But it was really like, oh God, I'm never going to be able to do the Orange County Fair again.
Can I piggyback on that and ask you a question about IPO and all the years you've done it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a memory of one thing that was your most uncomfortable thing that you had to do on stage, or to tell a band that's it, or something that really was tough to do?
Well, the first year, I don't know. Well, this is the first thing I can think of. That's right. Yeah. Um, it would have happened anyway, John. But it would have been you descending on me, just really being angry. The first year, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off half the time. And I scheduled at that point way too many bands, and we were at the El Rey, and we were running really late. And this one band from LA, who fancied themselves rock stars, were like doing a full sound check before they went on. And of course, at that point, I never really warned the engineers what was going on. They shouldn't have been doing that, but the engineers didn't know, and they were giving it to them. And then we're running even later than we should be. And actually, it's funny that John mentioned Rick Menck, because Velvet Crush was one of the bands that was scheduled to go on after them. But then a band that was scheduled before Velvet Crush, their leader came on and said, our babysitter's going to leave. We're not going to be able to play. And Rick Menck came up and kind of in a sad voice said, "Are we even going to be able to play?" And I'm just like, this is a fucking disaster. What am I going to do? So this is in the middle of that other band set. And I ran up to the sound engineer and I said, "Cut him off right now. Cut him off." And he said calmly, "After this song, we'll put the house music on." I said, "Okay, fine." So the song ends, the house music comes on, and the lead singer of the band, like lightning, comes running up to the engineers to saying, "What the hell's going on?" And I told him, I said, you guys did a sound check. You shouldn't have. You made everything run late. And I had to, I forgot. I told them one more, and they ignored me. But so anyway,
I need to get you one of those big foam fingers that they have at sporting events.
I know,
with a custom thing that says "one more" on it, and you just you hold it up.
These days I don't have to do it as often because sets are longer. At that point, they were only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now they're 30. And I do warn people ahead of time. I say, look, you've got a 30-minute set. Please time it out right. So I don't have to do the one more nearly as often as I used to. With a 20-minute set, I mean, that went by so quickly. I think a lot of bands weren't even really aware of when 20 minutes were up. So I had to do the one more almost always.
Yeah.
But that was a real mess. Anyway, the lead singer was very, very angry at me, but less than a year later, he called me and apologized. Mm-hmm. And he has played IPO in several different projects many times since then. So it was all good. But at the time, it was like, especially with Velvet Crush coming on, because they were a pretty big band. Everyone did get a chance to play, but I think Velvet Crush probably went on like almost 2 hours later than they were supposed to. And a lot of their people left, which was a shame. But you live and learn. That was very uncomfortable for me, right. For sure.
Greatest IPO moment for me, IPO Liverpool, when Jeremy destroyed the equipment in the stage and stage dive. Still ranks number one.
And I didn't get to see it. Rena saw it. You saw it. I was in the other room. I was in the back room of the band, and I came out because I figured Jeremy's set was about to end. I was going to give it up for them, and I see all the gear on the stage toppled over, and I said, "What the hell happened?" The sound engineer told me, and he said, "They better pay for this."
Hurricane Jeremy.
And I remember thinking, if any band was sure to pay for it, it would be Jeremy. Right. It wasn't going to be. If it had been some young band with no money, it would have been like $5 fuck you, I'm not paying.
One of these episodes
Nothing
in the
broke.
future,
By the way.
one of these episodes in the future, when it's just you and I talking about stuff, I'm going to have to upload that video clip of the ending of that.
I did see it when I stayed at your house a year later. I did see it. So now
we're gonna have to dissect it second by second. What is going on stage? Oh, it was incredible. It was incredible.
That was fun. I've had to. The first year of IPO. Oh, hey Nigel. Good to see you. Since Nigel is here, I must say, I've heard the new Emperor Penguin album, which is coming out in a few weeks on Cool Cat, and it is wonderful. I mean, their last album finished number 5 for me in 2022.
Nice.
And this one, I'm not gonna. I don't know where it will finish in 2024, but it's another great one. So very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, John, that's when Jeremy tore the classic.
Yeah, I guess you were there.
Cavern staged down.
That was 2003, the first year of IPO.
And then he did the stage dive. It was great into the packed front of the crowd there. It was awesome. It was great. Yeah. I think about that from time to time. That was a wonderful time. I think about Todd as well. Yeah. So it's great stuff.
I mean, who we need to find from that first year IPO? The Swedish woman who kept coming up on stage and interrupting me, who ended up kissing you, didn't she?
Yeah.
Later on.
Oh, funny stuff.
Nothing more than that happened though.
No, not that I can remember.
Oh, I don't think you would figure out.
It's good stuff. Now, those were some great times. I mean, you've done a lot of years of IPO in Liverpool. How many years now in Liverpool?
It's going to be our 20th next year.
Be a 20th. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
The Cavern their manager promised us some sort of celebration.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I told them what I wanted. I won't say what it is yet. We'll see. No, not episode 95. So it's not related to that.
Yeah.
Only concern if anyone.
Well, her legs were akimbo, and it was
Oh,
it was funny. Yeah.
Hey Keith, good to see you.
Hey Keith. Yeah. So it was just classic. It was. We're gonna have to show the video that I took of it one of these episodes.
Yeah, please do.
We'll break it down. Yeah, I've got a lot of IPO video from Liverpool.
Really? I would love to see it. That is literally that took place a little bit more than 20 years ago.
Crazy.
It turns out there was no damage.
No damage.
The gear that the Cavern had at that time, and probably would apply to their gear today, it was pretty sturdy, pretty indestructible.
No.
So, he just knocked some amps down. The stage had some give up there, so it was all right.
No.
Nice.
Hey, for the holidays, I forgot to ask you last episode, did you get anything from Rena or any of your family members of note, music-wise?
No.
Nobody well, I guess how do you buy the guy who has every new release a new release, right?
Nah, that's okay. I don't need presents. I'm okay.
I know. Cheers.
Let me talk about speaking of new releases, let me talk about a few here.
Yeah, what do you got?
And then we'll bring on our esteemed 10-minute guests.
And while you're talking, just don't ever mind me. I'm going to send them invites so they can get into the queue here, but go ahead.
All right. This is something I'm really excited about. We were going to have this band play in Liverpool and Copenhagen, but it turned out that one of their members had his final exams. He was a grad student, and they couldn't play, but they will at least play Liverpool next year. It's a band from Aalborg, Denmark, which is actually pretty far from Copenhagen. I didn't realize that until now. But there are 3 young men named Fox Paloma. I know it just says FP up here. This is called the Complete Collection. And what it is, they released 2 EPs earlier in the year, and they just put them together. The 2 EPs were digital only. but they put this together for a CD and LP release, and it is just wonderful 60s inspired, 60s inspired rock pop. It's just with great harmonies and everything. It's just awesome. This album is going to do very, very well on my list this year. I'm not going to say where it's going to end up, but very well. And I can't wait to see these guys play live. Can you cue up the song, or do you need me to do it?
Oh, I can cue it up. You keep holding up and talk about the back of the CD there, and what else? How many tracks are on it, etc.
There's 8 tracks, so that's in that region between EP and LP, and I usually go with LP when it's 8.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna call it, and just really, really good stuff. And
what track do we have queued up here? What's it called?
Madam Bay, I believe.
Madam Bay. Here we go. Fox Paloma.
Yeah.
Madam Bay.
Oh, this is great stuff. Can't wait to hear some of those harmonies on stage. They can reproduce them.
Man, that's good. Man, that's really good. They know how to. They know how to. I mean, usually we don't let a song play that long, but I was just digging the vibe so good. They layer things so well.
They really do, yeah. So we will be seeing them in Liverpool at the very least. I don't know which date yet, but
oh, John got a new Bluetooth speaker and he loves the sound. All right.
Right.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it really that was really good.
Wasn't that good, Nigel? Yeah. So anyway, you can buy it. You can buy it on Bandcamp, I believe. I'm trying to. I know that I saw a post from them telling me that it was finally available on physical product. So of course I had to, and I love it so much that I got the LP and the CD.
Nice.
Yeah. So
And that,
anyway, yeah,
and that you had to, that's an import, right? You had to get it imported.
yeah,
It's
no, it
not
wasn't
available.
cheap. It wasn't
Yeah.
cheap, unfortunately, because of the shipping. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you just get the CD, maybe it's not so, the shipping's not so bad. I don't know.
It's not too bad with just that, but yeah, you get the LP and the CD together. It's be a little expensive, but hey, great stuff. You can always pay for it and download it via Bandcamp and in other ways. But if you like the physical product, man, check that out. Fox Paloma, that was really good.
That was.
I
Did
do
I
see
talk
one
about
of
these
our
guys? Yes, last week, Perry Deer and the Deer Stalkers.
no, the Perry Deer and the
Perry
Deer.
Deer and the Deer Stalkers on Soundflat Records. It's called In London, and it's Norwegian. It's a Norwegian band doing very authentic 60s beat stuff. About half of it's instrumental, the other half is vocal. I don't have any tracks uploaded, but because the release is only vinyl, and I don't know if there was an option for a digital download. What happened is I bought this from a local distributor to save on all the shipping, because the label is Soundflat, which is from Germany. And I'm able to go to this distributor and given permission by the label owner himself, Marco Traxel, aka Trax. He said, "Yeah, go ahead, buy my stuff there. It's okay."
Nice.
So I was able to do that. I think they may have a Bandcamp page, but anyway, this is really fun stuff, and I'm trying to get them to play Liverpool also, but I don't know if I'll be successful.
And the Deer Stalkers, I love it.
Perry Deer and the Deer Stalkers, yeah.
I don't know
his real last name.
I don't know what it means, but it's great.
Wondered, but that's fun stuff. I just got that a few days ago. You may have seen this band when we did IPO in Philadelphia a few years ago. I don't remember if you were there or not, but it's a new album by John Smith's Voyages. They're from Reading, Pennsylvania. They're
from Reading, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Unattended Symphony, it's called.
Wow.
This is an interesting one. Try and picture Queen doing the soundtrack of Jesus Christ Superstar, but it's not religious. In other words, very, very over the top.
I got it.
So you've got to be kind of a fan of that over the top sound.
Mm-hmm.
John's he's got a really unique voice, and I mean that in a good way. But yeah, it's kind of quirky as well. But yeah, definitely you have to be kind of a fan of that 70s over the top soundtracky stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll really be into this. I remember my brother-in-law, Brian Williams, my Arena's sister's husband, he came to the show that night, and I didn't think he'd be very impressed with any of the bands. He's kind of a classic rock guy. Right. So he likes things, with great production and everybody's supremely talented. I figured I was going to see these IPO bands and not think they measure up to that sound. He was so impressed with John Smith's Voyages. He was, that was a few years ago when they were playing tracks from their older album. This hadn't been written yet. He was so impressed. He ran up to John Smith and just kept talking to him for like 30 minutes after the show, bought his stuff. And that was fun to see. It's great. I love it when people in the mainstream come to IPO shows and they can't believe how good the bands are.
Oh, nice.
What's going on? Oh, Dion has a new album coming out.
Soul Force.
Well,
yeah. New album
for that. Hopefully it's good.
David, I don't know if you noticed, but our special guests have checked into the queue. We've got.
I haven't noticed. So I guess I can talk about a few reissues coming up later on. But let's bring our guests on now, and I'll let you introduce them.
Well, everybody's familiar with what has been happening for many months now in Maui, where the wildfires have just destroyed so much, and a very good personal friend of ours, Michael McCartney, DJ out there, very highly affected. And as with so many tragedies and disasters, sometimes it just seems to come, it's in the headlines, and then it kind of disappears. But the fact of the matter is there's still so many thousands of people homeless and losing everything, and so much that needs to be done for them. And they don't want to be forgotten. And I pray for Michael every single day and everybody affected. But there's a couple people that got involved with a project to help the victims of the wildfires in Maui. It's called Embers of Aloha, Artists for Maui. And two of those people are joining us right now. An old friend of mine from Klaatu days, Mr. Eddie Finley, and a very good friend of our show. She was in one of the first guests that we had in the first 10 shows of Material Issues. She's done everything as well. So I'd like to bring up right now to talk about this special project, the lovely Lisa Mychols and the good friend Eddie Finley. Lisa, Eddie.
Hello.
Aloha, everybody. As they say on the island.
Where are you? Are you on the island right now? Or are you in Atlanta?
I am on the island of Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Been there. I've been to both places. How are you, Lisa?
Good, good. And hopefully you can hear me okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
so, hi, Eddie, and hello in the chat room as well. Hey, Mark and David.
Nice to see you, Lisa. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year coming up. But let's get into it. Talk to us about this project. I'm going to run a link to the Bandcamp where everybody can donate, download, help out the victims of the wildfire, in Maui. But how did this project come about? It kind of snuck up on me all of a sudden, and here it was.
Well, Lisa, would you like to interject?
Well, and from my own experience, when it all happened, I remember Tom Richards was in a freaking state of panic, and all I kept thinking, this idea had popped in my head a couple times, like, wouldn't it be cool to put on some kind of musical project to help, raise funds? But then it just disappeared because, like, it's such a big undertaking. And then all of a sudden, like a week after the last time I thought of it, there was Eddie reaching out to me, and we've never spoken. And I was like, okay, how does that happen? So really, this is Eddie. Eddie is the man out here. So I'm going to give it back to you, Eddie.
Well, actually, the golden thread through all of this was truly Michael, as he is friends with everybody here and, many people in the music community. And so, it was tugging at the heartstrings of everybody, what's happened to Michael. And nobody knew for a while. And of course, communications were down and everyone was panicking. Eventually, he was able to contact someone and gave them permission to let everyone know that he was okay. But still locally, they did not have the communications that we did here in the rest of the world. And he had been put on the missing persons list. And, even locally, they weren't sure who had survived and who hadn't. But anyway, we on Facebook knew that Michael had survived. And a couple of days after that, I was looking at his Facebook page, and he, in the midst of being at ground zero, had created a GoFundMe to help the members of the community. He wasn't asking for anything personally, except to be able to collect money to bring immediate relief to those that had immediate needs due to being victims of this wildfire. And, per capita, it's the worst wildfire that our nation's seen in 100 years. Like 2,700 structures, most of them homes, were burned, 4,000 cars. So, they can't even live in their cars, most of them. The rest of the structures that weren't homes were businesses. So not only did they lose their homes, their possessions, their pets, sometimes their lives, but their livelihoods have been taken away as well. So, I contacted Lisa at that point and say, hey, wouldn't it be great if, and then she just kind of picked up right on that vibe because she had, been thinking about that too. And we just kind of commingled our ideas and kind of got to work with, calling some of the record labels to see if they could sponsor something and and of course Lisa was busy networking with her her musicians friends.
And Nadia D, she's the one that kind of like, I had that wall actually. There was that wall. I'm like, okay, now what? You know, you have this big dream. You're like, now what? And Nadia had posted.
Yeah, Nadia D was huge in this. You know, from the very start. And she also did her artwork, which is absolutely beautiful. And I didn't mean to step on you, Lisa. Go ahead.
Oh no, exactly. I was just like, I don't want to forget it. Yeah, so she kind of helped that flow where I felt stuck. It's just like such a community already. We're building this other community on this end, and yeah, so that kind of got us reaching out to people, and it kind of became where that was happening, that network was happening, and then I mean, as you know, Eddie, we both talked about like there's so many people like we want to do. I got a part 2 of this, but this is a never ending. Getting as many people involved as possible is
That's awesome. And just so people know, scrolling across the bottom, it says the timemachine2.bandcamp.com. That's where you can go. That's where you can download and donate your choice, what you'd like to give. And everything is appreciated.
And sharing.
I have done it, by the way.
Yeah, and share it with everybody. Post it on your site.
Yeah.
You know, send it around. Make sure everybody knows, because that's how we get things to really go viral in this way. And the timemachine2.bandcamp.com. I mean, 42 tracks on this thing, and I just wrote down some things quickly. It's like Ken Sharp, Dean Friedman, Jeremy Morris, Willie Wisely, Kyle Vincent, Nelson Bragg, Star Collector, David Mirror, Terry Draper, Seth Swirsky. Lisa, you've got a track on there. Cliff Hillis.
Yeah, which does Eddie song.
And it goes on and on and on. It is 42 amazing tracks from amazing artists. And you can get it, and you can help the victims of the wildfires at the timemachine2.bandcamp.com.
This is Lisa's track, by the way. I'm not sure how well you're hearing it. Can you hear it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we actually have 43 songs on there.
43.
One's a hidden bonus. Yeah, one's a hidden
We'll
bonus
see.
track.
There you go. And if you want to hear that hidden bonus track, you got to go to Bandcamp and download it. And it's wonderful. The wonderful thing about it is you can buy it for a certain amount, but you can add more to it. If you have the resources to help everybody and you want to add, you pay as much as you want. It all goes to the victims of the wildfire.
I see David Mirror is on here, Nelson Bragg.
Yeah, it's tons of great artists. So really well done.
Oh,
David Payton, yeah.
Yeah, from Pilot, yeah.
For those youngsters,
Payton or Patton? I've always pronounced it Patton, but I don't know.
For those youngsters, he's the guy that sings the Ozempic commercial.
I don't think he sings that, but that's okay.
Actually, I think he does.
Oh, does he really?
I think he does. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But what a great project! It's called Embers of Aloha. Artists from Maui, a Maui wildfire benefit project. Just amazing. And just got to keep in mind that it's not over for them. Everything's not fixed. And sometimes out of sight, out of mind, and it cannot be that way. And it's still far from being even remotely fixed. And so please, if you can, get out to timemachine2.bandcamp.com, download, donate.
You definitely can, people. You can.
And you can just say, hey, look what I just bought and went to. You're not bragging. It's just you're doing it because you're sharing it and just reminding people. Where you're not saying I donated. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to just be this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is true that the residents of Lahaina especially are now refugees in a large part, living in some tent cities on the beach and in parks and wherever they can put a tent, but they're also bringing in some of those very, very tiny houses, one room houses. So, it is something that it would be hard to get used to, especially here in the rainy season. Temperatures are like 50 degrees, which doesn't seem so bad for those of us in colder areas. But when it's cold and it's raining,
Yeah.
and the breezes are blowing, that gets to be a little bit of a
Yeah.
chill.
And the other thing, I was talking to Michael last week, and what is a very sad reality is that people who have lived their entire lives there, or have made their life living there, now can no longer afford or handle to stay in the place that they love, and they have to leave,
Right.
and they don't want to leave, but they have no other choice. So it's just it's just a sad part of a lot of people's lives. It's just been completely ripped from them, and so anything anybody can do to help out is greatly appreciated. And what a wonderful project.
It is.
Did you have a goal in mind, and have you reached it?
Well, the proceeds to our project are going to kind of feed into Mychols' GoFundMe for his community. Now, if his GoFundMe were to expire, like some GoFundMes do, I'm not sure if they do that for benefits or not, but if there is an expiration to that campaign, then he will redirect them to other existing benefit campaigns.
Oh, great. Okay.
No,
So, he being right there, like I said, in ground zero, can see daily exactly what the needs of his community are. And so, we've kind of placed the authority of this in his hands, and he has graciously done that. He's put himself in quite a lofty situation, trying to make sure that everybody is appropriately taken care of, that can be reached.
Well, just wonderful, guys. I mean, I applaud the two of you for everything you've done. Of course, Michael, hats off to him. And everybody that's out there, timemachine2.bandcamp.com. Share it with all your friends. Let everybody know. That's a big thing. Yeah.
And a quick shout out to Nadia D and Tom Richards for helping us get this whole collection, mapped
Absolutely.
as best as we could in this short amount of time. So yeah, great team, and that includes all of us. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you both very, very much.
Yeah. Eddie,
Thank you for
Lisa,
having us.
love both of you. I mean, a lot of love to both of you, and let's share the love with the wildfire victims from Maui. So, pay it forward, as they say. Give what you can, and donate. Download the tracks, listen to them. Fantastic tracks. Don't
forget, you're not just donating; you're getting something.
You're
back.
getting 42
Really
plus a hidden bonus track. So
that's right. Our vision for this was to be a win-win-win situation. I mean, you donate, and the people of Maui win. You win by getting the music, and then the artists win because they can potentially get new fans and find additional songs and projects by the artists themselves.
So it's wonderful. We wish you the best of luck with it, and everybody pass it on. Do what you can. Love to you, Eddie. Happy New Year, Lisa. As always,
Happy New Year to you both.
Love you. Have a great New Year. May 2024 be fantastic for all of us and everybody that we know and care about. Have a great night, you guys. Thank you, Eddie.
Bye-bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
See you, Lisa. Well, there you have it. Embers of Aloha. And during the rest of our program here, I'm just going to let that little scroll keep scrolling. It's the timemachine2.bandcamp.com. That's where you can go to the Bandcamp site. You can download and donate 43 tracks. Pay whatever you can, whatever you like. Every little bit helps. But if you got it, you give them some nice money, because our good friend Michael McCartney is doing a great thing out there in Maui and making sure those that need it are taken care of. So God bless.
You're doing a wonderful Danny Thomas there. It's really feeling like a telethon here,
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm just so happy that they did this project. And I've known Eddie for a long time, casually, and of course we've known Lisa for a very long time, and both wonderful people, class people, put together a great project. So yeah, I hope everybody that watches this and on the archives, even if you watch this months from now, that's still going to be out there, and you can still you can still donate. But yeah, that's great. But what do you want to cover? You got to cover some reissues before we get into a all new, completely off the cuff Stump the Bash tonight.
Let's just get into the all new Stump the Bash. I'll save the reissues for 2024.
You know, it's been quite a long time since we've
because these are actually 2024 reissues. I was
all
going
the
to
2024 reissues.
These are cherry red things that I got in advance. So
nice, good.
But I'll talk about them later.
We've got time for that, but we have not brought this up in a while. There it is. There's the Stump the Bash banner, and as always, here we go.
Stump the Bash, Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash, Stump the Bash.
Oh, it's time to play Stump the Bash. And David, you know, this one I had to kind of put together in a hurry because I've been so busy with so many things over the holidays. But you know how it works. It's 1965 to 1975. You're going to pick 5 of those years. I'm going to start off with a clue. These are tougher. These were tough to even come out with clues, some of these. Surprising. And you have to get a total of
20 points.
20 points. 15 points.
Yeah,
you have to average 3. 15 points in order to not be stumped.
And no lifelines and no minus points.
No landmines, no minus points, nothing funny. We are back to the original Stump the Bash. And I'm going to tell you what the chart position tonight is. It is chart position number 66.
Oh.
66.
Okay.
So it's not.
I'll get my kicks.
On Route 66. There's Randy J. It's okay. Go to timemachine2.bandcamp.com. Randy, everybody watching. All right. 1966. Thank you, Nigel, for sharing. Tracks are fantastic. You're going to love it.
Oh, great.
David, pick your first year and let's see where it goes. And we'll have some fun with Stump the Bash.
Well, somehow, for whatever reason, the year 1967 had popped into my head earlier as the first year I should choose. So we'll go with that.
All right, 1967. I'm writing it down as we speak. Here it is. Clue number 1. This is for 5 points. Released in late 1966 on the United Artists label, this was backed with the track Make My Bed, Gonna Lie in It.
United Artists.
Track number 66. Year-end Billboard Hot 100. It's what it came in at the year-end.
So it's actually United Artists, not one of their offshoots like Imperial or Liberty.
It was United Artists.
All right. Yeah. Shoot, who was on United Artists at that
5-point question. The B-side was Make My Bed, Gonna Lie in It.
And of course, as usual, I don't have the 45, so I don't generally know what the B-sides are.
That's where we always get you right to start. Someone says easy one.
It's good. If you have I assume if you have the record, it's pretty easy, but I don't. United Artists.
The first clue is always
like thinking about the Hard Day's Night soundtrack, which obviously it isn't. And now it's stuck in my head, and I can't get rid of it, and I can't focus on other United Artists things. But not coming to me.
All right, 4-point clue. Clue number 2. And pardon my handwriting, I got to look at it a little closer. This song, long having been termed a working class anthem, was, according to one of the co-writers, more having to do with the outlook on the world than any class statement.
My head's not working.
It's a tough. I'm telling you, this track number 66 is a tough one. Although I've said that before and you've destroyed it. So
no, I'm not destroying this clue. Working class anthem, and it was late 66, but it is a 67 hit.
67.
Damn, I'm not feeling it. Um, Nope, not coming to me yet.
All right, you can still hit the average with this clue number 3. It's a 3-point clue. The track's distinctive guitar opening was inspired by a film performance featuring the Swingle Singers. The band co-writer said, "We were imitating them, and suddenly it sounded good."
Unfortunately, I didn't see that film. Yeah, God.
Too tough one. Tough one right out the
Yeah,
bat.
well,
It's a tough one.
I've gotten lots of zeros, so this may be another. Wait, read the opening guitar riff. Distinctive guitar riff.
Guitar opening.
Oh,
Inspired by a film performance featuring the Swingle Singers. The co-writer said, "We were imitating them, and suddenly it sounded good." These are tough questions.
I know, but
yeah, Randy, Lisa came in and talked a little bit and left. So you see the scroll across the bottom. That's where you can see everything to do with the.
No interrupting during Stump the Bash, people. Come on. Not that it really matters here.
I'm putting Randy up to it. Yeah. You don't have it now.
It's not coming.
All right, let's go on to clue number 4 for 2 points. This may give you a little bit more of an up. In May of 2001, the Australian Performing Rights Association celebrated its 75th anniversary by naming this track the best Australian song of all time. Number 1 on the list.
Oh, damn, why am I not? Hold on. Oh, now I know what it is. I just can't. I can't recall. Oh, probably Friday on My Mind by the Easy Beats.
And for 2 points, you snuck right below the average. Friday on My Mind, the Easy Beats. Written by band members George Young and Harry Vanda. That would have been the last clue. Would have given it to you right there, but it's all right.
It's rare that I get it. It's rare that I get 2. It's more common that I get 5 or 0.
Exactly. So 2 is not a bad opening.
No, not for 67 anyway.
You'll come back with a 5 or a 4, and it's all be good. Hopefully. What year will you do next?
Well, the second year that I thought of for some reason was 1972. So we'll go with that.
1972. That's right in your wheelhouse. That's one of your all-time favorite years, if not your favorite year.
No, 70s, 70, then 71, then 72.
All right.
Each succeeding year is a little bit less, but anyway, go ahead.
Here's 1972. Chart position year-end Billboard Hot 100 number 66. Clue number 1 for 5 points. The singer of this track sings in 3 characters: a narrator, a woman, and a doctor.
Oh, that would be Coconut by Harry Nilsson.
What do you know? 5 points on the second. Coconut, Harry Nilsson. Good call on that one.
It did help that I emceed a Nilsson tribute show.
I know. I thought about that recently when I saw this. When I was like,
I think I actually described the song that way.
Did you? Well, there you go. And you're right back at it with 5 points.
That helped.
Total is 7 out of 15 you need. That did help. Yeah, indeed. Good call in the wheelhouse. 1972. You love it. Where are we headed? Song number 3.
I always try to, be fair about it and not just do 70s.
Mix it up.
So, we'll go back. Let's do 1968.
1968, chart position number 66 for the year in the Billboard Hot 100. Here's the 5-point opening salvo. The lyrics by Barry Mason and music by Les Reed. They won an Igor Novella Award for Best Song Musically and Lyrically.
The hell's an Igor novella?
Well, I guess it's of a certain country.
I figured it's not a U.S. award, but damn.
Lyrics by Barry Mason and music by Les Reed. They
Yeah.
won an Igor Novello Award for Best Song Musically and Lyrically. Ivor Novello. Yeah, you're right. I said Igor. Somebody posted, corrected me, which is all good. I love corrections.
Oh, well, obviously somebody knows this.
Yes. It's good. I mean, it's good correction. Yeah. Ivor.
Wow. Well, let me just think of something from '68 that. I don't remember what year this is from, but I don't know. The Green Grass of Home by Tom Jones.
No, it is not. It is not. All right, that was the 5-point clue. We're now going to the 4-point clue.
If I got that out of
that would have been pretty good. That would have been.
No, I mean there was no inkling. That was a pure guess.
I know. Good guess though. All right, clue number 2 for 4 points. This track was released in February of 1968 on the Parrot label in the USA.
Oh.
The B-side was Smile.
Damn, what was on Parrot? Well, let me think. Of course, I know all the obscure stuff on Parrot, but what was on Parrot? Well, Parrot was a subsidiary. I'm trying to think of
Detention.
What? Well, I know it's not Warren Phillips and the Rockets who became Foghat, because they certainly didn't have any big hits, but they were on Parrot as far as I remember. Weren't the Ides of March also on Parrot? But they didn't have any big hits either at that time. Eventually they did. But no, I don't know. I'm not getting it.
All right, we can go to clue number 3. It's still 3 points. You're still in good shape. The song tells a story of a man who passes by his girlfriend's window and sees her inside making love to another man.
Oh. Okay. God, it's not.
David's not that much of a lyrics person, so when I tell the lyrics of some clue, sometimes it's tough for him. I didn't want you to hear that, David. I'm whispering.
I didn't. That's all right. Damn, I feel so embarrassed here.
Just makes for an interesting stump the bash.
Why do I? I'm just trying to focus on the label. I'm very surprised that I'm not getting it, because there certainly were not many hits on Parrot. Who is? I might even have this album, and I don't know. Nope, not getting it.
It doesn't have it. All right, we're going to move on to clue number 4 for 2 points. Continuing in the lyrics vein, he asks his now dead girlfriend to forgive me, but still sees himself as having been wronged by her.
Yeah. Just not coming to me.
Not coming. All right, we're going down to the final
I'm
clue.
sure other people have it.
Clue number 5 for 1 point to salvage something. Even though the song peaked at only number 15 on the U.S. Billboard charts, this artist had a lifetime supply of panties.
See, I had the artist right. So what the hell is the song? Delilah by Tom Jones?
Delilah by Tom Jones. Forgive me, Delilah. I just couldn't take anymore.
I never paid attention to the lyrics. See, once I said Tom Jones, who actually I wasn't sure he was on Parrot here. I thought he was on Decca, but he was on Decca in the UK and
Parrot in the US.
I don't have any Tom Jones LPs from the US. I only have the CD box set from the UK, which is all on Decca. So there you go.
66 was a tough one so far. We are coming in at 8 points. You need 7 more in the next 2 questions.
No,
you can do it. That's just a 4 and a 3. It all depends on the year you pick right now, really.
Let's go with 1974.
Oh, 1974. I thought he'd stick in the 70, 71 vein, but he's going out of his comfort
I may do that
level.
last. We'll see if I need it.
That's
my lifeline. And even then, I'm not guaranteed anything.
I know. This is a tough one. This was a tough one to get some good clues from, but we'll go with it. Clue number 1 for 5 points. This track was released in May of 1974 on the Capricorn label, backed with the track Soul Jones.
Capricorn in 74.
B-side, Soul Jones.
I wish you had said 73 because then I'd probably know it. But who? It's only one band right now I can think of on Capricorn, but I didn't think they had a hit in 74. But wait a minute. All right, hold on. So stop thinking of them because that's wrong. Who else was on Capricorn?
Soul Jones, Capricorn label.
Who else is on Capricorn? No, not quite.
All right, we're going to move on to clue number 2 for 4 points. We're still hanging in there. This track peaked at number 10 on Billboard and is the title track from this act's 3rd studio album. So no, it's not Jimmy Osmond. That's somebody.
Don't put these clues that are going to distract me.
Good job, John.
Who else was on Capricorn?
The title track from this group's 3rd studio album.
74 on Capricorn. I don't know why.
You're quite welcome, Eddie. Wonderful.
Our pleasure.
Fantastic job, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
God, this is so embarrassing that I'm doing this badly.
Silence is deafening.
Title track from 3rd studio album.
Their 3rd studio album, the title track. It's a tough one. I got to say.
Wait. No, that's not. No, that's wrong. Shouldn't be tough. I'm just not thinking of I'm not thinking of the right act. That's all. God, this is a bad one, David. Oh well. I bet I even own this record, and I can't think of it. It ain't Fringe Benefit who are on Capricorn.
No.
It'd be nice if it was. This is their third album, or his or theirs, and I'm still not getting it.
Title track from their third studio album. Title track.
Right.
Yeah. No, there's no time's up buzzer. We'll sit here for next hour if we have to.
Well, we won't, because I'm just going to say move on.
All right, we go to clue number 3 for 3 points, which would still technically keep you in the running. This American Southern rock band hails from Mobile, Alabama.
Well, I figured it is. I'm just not thinking of who they are.
American Southern rock band from Mobile, Alabama.
Of course, I'm just having a brain cramp. This is something I should know very easily. Who the fuck else? We're in Capricorn.
Last.
See, I'm thinking of the Allman Brothers, and I can't get them out of my head, and I know that's wrong.
As soon as you hear Southern, yeah, it's tough to get.
No, I thought about them immediately when you said Capricorn, and obviously, if it was 73, I'd say Ramblin' Man, but it isn't, and it's not. So, and they ain't from Mobile either.
Last Material Issues, last Stump the Bash of 2023.
Going out ignominiously here.
Without
I'm completely stuck.
Going into the whimper.
I'm completely stuck.
Yeah.
My brain's not working. I can't recall who this is.
It's so hard to just throw in the towel knowing that this is the last chance.
Well, it's not. I need 7 points. And if I get 2 on this, I can get 5 on.
You can, yes.
It's not coming to me. Whatever.
All right. We move on to clue number 4 for the much needed 2 points. Drummer Lewis Ross assembled the musicians for a group called Fox in the summer of 1969. After relocating from Mobile, Alabama to Macon, Georgia, home of Capricorn Records, they changed their name to this.
To this?
Well, to the name of the artist that you're looking for with the track there. Drummer Lewis Ross assembled musicians for a group called Fox in the summer of 1969. And after relocating from Mobile, Alabama to Macon, Georgia, home of Capricorn Records, they changed their name to what we now know them as with this number 66 overall.
I don't know. Let's go to 1 point. I'm out.
Always done. 1 point. This peaked at number 10 on Billboard. Title track for the first year. We know that. The track was the first of 3 top 40 singles for this group and became their greatest hit. Doesn't give you too much there.
No, it sure doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw in the towel on this
one. Throw in the towel. He has been officially stumped, but this track, number 66, was Keep On Smiling by Wet Willie.
Well, you know what? I'm not that
Wet
upset.
Willie.
Yeah, I'm not that upset because it was a song I never heard at the time.
Right. Yeah.
I don't own any Wet Willie. I heard it at the end of that year on somebody else's. I was listening to WABC at the time, and I was listening to a couple of top 40 FM stations in New York. None of them played this track. Right. I finally heard it. It may have been on a CKLW top 100 at the end of that year. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know what a Wet Willie was. I thought the name was funny. I don't own anything by them. I don't think I've heard that song more than one time since it's come out.
I knew it was going to be a tough one for you.
So I kind of get it. You know, it's bad luck of the draw. What are you going to do?
Luck of the draw.
Hopefully I can redeem myself a little bit on the last one. Let's go with 1970, and hopefully that saves
1970, we know you like that year. Let's see what this track was all about. Finished up chart position number 66. Billboard Hot 100 ended the year 1970. Released in November of 1969, this track was backed with Man from Houston on the Columbia label. B-side, Man from Houston, and on the Columbia
And you
label.
said it was released when?
Released in November of 1969.
Okay. So early in 1970, who would have a hit on Columbia? Well, the one band I was thinking of,
Willie Vanilli.
the one band I was thinking of was pretty much done with hits at that point, I believe. If this is a 1970 track, so that's not them. Who else would have been on? Well, I know another band on Columbia, but I don't think they had a song called Man from Houston. At least I don't think they did. Well, so many things on Columbia, of course. Probably not, but Make Me Smile by Chicago.
No, it is not. It's
No.
not Make Me Smile. All right, we're going to move on to clue number 2 for 4 points. A version of this track by British band The Family Dog was also released in 1970.
No, and I have that album, but I can't think of what it is. No. Why am I thinking of somebody like that?
Family Dog. What a great name for a band.
Yeah, with 2 G's, I believe.
2 G's. Yeah, 2 G's.
All right. So it's almost like I wish I didn't know the label now, especially with a big label like that.
Yeah.
But there really should be. I should still be able to get this.
Yeah. Stumping the bash.
You really are. And I'm
It's
really
not me.
I'm surprised. Well, 66 is going to become my least favorite number now. This may be the first time I get. This may be the first time I get under 10.
Under
points.
10, yeah.
If I don't get 2 points, I'm under 10.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this one.
shouldn't be that hard. Well, Columbia again. But I'm not even thinking of enough. Not even thinking of. bands who are on
66 is a tough one because that means they usually spent a little bit of time in the top 20 somewhere in order to
No,
come in
usually in the
66.
top 10.
Yeah, sometimes top 10, yeah.
Occasionally not, like what happened with Delilah and
Yeah.
well, Wet Willie barely got in there, but it did.
It did.
Again, never heard it at the time. And that this one I'm sure I have heard, but
Oh, I know you've heard this one.
but it's I'm not thinking of anything on Columbia right now, except bands who didn't have hits. Wait, no. Oh no. Wait, whoa. When would this? No, this wasn't a hit until later, I think. Oh, maybe not. Is it Arizona by Mark Lindsay?
4 points for David Bash.
Okay.
He kind of redeemed
All right.
himself there on the last question. 4 points, Arizona by Mark Lindsay.
All right,
Next-
got myself
next
12
clue.
points.
Yeah,
That
you got 12 total, 12 out of 15. But ladies and gentlemen, we actually stumped the Bash tonight. The
You've
final
done it before.
material issues. It's been done before, but it doesn't happen that often. So it's nice to see sometimes.
yeah, I
little bit of
bad luck.
thinking.
I bad lucked into a wet willy clue. I mean, I shouldn't say bad luck. I should still know that.
It
You know,
is-
I don't really study those charts. I know WABC's charts better.
Yeah.
So when a big song like that wasn't played on my local station, it does put me at a disadvantage. Unless I'm trying to think, maybe I did hear "Keep on Smiling" on the American Top 40 countdown. But if I did, it was in 1974. I totally forgot that's where I heard it. It's either there or CKLW, but I remember hearing it thinking, what the hell is Wet Willie? And I also didn't particularly like the song either.
Right.
It's okay. I don't dislike it. But certainly not enough to get me to buy any of their records.
When I
And then
saw
Delilah, I have the right artist from the get-go, and I still can't. And then I forget he's on Parrot. So I just really,
I'll tell you what.
Really I shit the bed on this one. What can I tell you?
I'm scanning through the years that you did not pick, the 6 other years, and I'm telling you what, all 6 of the ones that you did not choose were very difficult.
No, maybe those I get, but
Yeah,
we can do that. We can do that another time, I suppose.
Yes, indeed. Well, there you have it. Stump the Bash. David only came up with 12 out of 15 tonight on the final Stump the Bash.
I'm waiting for John Borak to say I got 25.
I think he did. He texted me privately. He said he actually got 26. He gave himself a bonus for getting one very quickly.
Anyone who could get 25 should do that. Especially on those. Those were not easy.
They were not easy at all.
Well, the coconut one, but then again, I kind of lucked into that.
Yeah, you lucked into the coconut one.
Had I not done that Nilsson tribute show, I don't think I'd have gotten it from that clue. I don't know how many points. What were the next clues? On that one.
Oh, which the coconut?
Let me see when I think I would have gotten it.
Let's see. Let me get up to it here. I gotta make my way to it. All right, coconut. Get here. Next one. 1972. All right. So the next one would have. The clues are pretty simple. Peaked at number 8. Not bad for a novelty song.
All right, that might have given it to me, especially since I know the coconut peaked at 8. So I might have gotten it there.
In 1998, Aussie singer Danny Minogue did a cover version that peaked at number 62 on the ARIA chart.
That wouldn't have helped. That wouldn't have helped in a billion years.
And this released as the 3rd single from this singer-songwriter's 1971 album.
That may have helped.
And then released in June of 1972 on the RCA Victor label. So,
I think I would have gotten it on the 4-point clue, but I don't. But I would not have gotten the 3-point clue in a billion years.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Danny Minogue, is that Kylie's sister?
Yeah, it is Kylie's sister.
Okay.
Danny Minogue. Yeah.
Not that I know any of Kylie's songs either, but I've heard of her anyway.
Yeah, I know. But no, that was great.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, whatever.
Wonderful little Stump the Bash. And what I like about it is we get to talk about some things about lyrics and things of songs that maybe you didn't know before. You didn't.
I certainly lyrics generally don't help me because I don't pay a lot of attention to them. I mean, I can sing along mechanically to songs, but for the most part, I can't recall the lyrics blind or deaf in this case.
That's why
I don't know what they mean either. I
was surprised with the Tom Jones Delilah when it says he walked by his girlfriend's window, and saw her making love to another man. I saw the light on the night that I passed by your window. I figured that would give it to you.
No, but again, I don't. Even if I knew that lyric, I wouldn't have paid attention to what it meant. For me, most of the time, lyrics just have to sound good. They have to mesh well with the music. If that happens, that's a good sign for me. They're
And real quick, what was the band that we love so much that you played early on? What was the name of that band
Fox
again?
Paloma.
Fox Paloma. I want to write that down.
Paloma.
If anybody missed earlier in the show, we played quite a long track from Fox Paloma out of Denmark. Really good band. So check out the archives if you didn't
I
hear it
guess
all.
since a decent number of people are still here, I'll talk about the 2024s coming up.
Yeah, what do we got?
Here's a really cool band. They're only known for one song, and they're barely known for that song anyway. West Coast Consortium, a UK band who had a minor hit with a song called All the Love in the World, which was really nice, kind of 60s soft pop, I guess you might call it. Didn't dent the charts here. This is a 3-disc set with all kinds of unreleased stuff.
Wow.
Along with their released singles, none of which, other than All the Love in the World, did anything. If John Kirby's still listening, he may very well know this band. Maybe he even met them. But this has a bunch of singles, B-sides, unreleased tracks, and demos of 2 albums that were actually going to come out, but were never finished. So they actually had 2 albums scheduled to come out in 1968 and 1969, and mostly written by the main member of the band. And it's all, I mean, I haven't heard the whole thing, but I have heard really good. Fans of like Tony Rivers, for example, and Harmony Grass might like this stuff. Although it's not really Beach Boys influence, it's got a similar kind of soft pop vibe to a song like What a Groovy Day, for example. So if you're into that, I think you'll be into this. So it's All the Love in the World, complete recordings, 1964 through 1972 by West Coast Consortium.
Who put that out? Who put that?
This is Grapefruit. These are all Cherry Red. These are all Cherry Red related.
Well, no wonder. Yeah, Grapefruit, Cherry Red.
This will be out in early 2024. But if you go to Dusty Groove, that store in Chicago, who somehow gets these things early, you'll be able to find every one of the ones I'm talking about, unless they're sold out, which they might be. Here's something pretty cool. Well, I'll wait for this one. Les Cousins. This is the soundtrack of Soho's legendary folk and blues club. So if you're into 60s folk pop, British and US, you've got people on here like the aforementioned Al Stewart. You've got Paul Simon, Cat Stevens, Keith Christmas, Beverly, whose album made quite a stir in the shindig world, Donovan, and a bunch of others. Piccadilly Line, Dando Shaft. So it's a mixture of popular and unpopular folk pop and folk rock. Very, very cool stuff from that Soho, meaning Soho, UK.
UK,
folk scene back in the 60s. So 3 discs, really cool stuff. Also coming out in early 2024 on Cherry Red. Now here's a US one. Pushing Too Hard, American Garage Punk, 1964 through 1967. These are 3-disc box as well. Kind of like a Pebbles album with a lot of very obscure names on here. People I've not heard of, like the Unusuals, the Dimensions, the Centuries, which is a century apostrophe S, the Free for All, the Hustlers. I'm just naming bands here. And there are a few that are a little less obscure than that, like the Standells, We the People, The Other Half. The New Beats are on here. Now that's interesting. All these are U.S. bands many of whom did one-off singles, some of whom did a little bit more than that. But it's all sort of that Pebbles garage sound. So it's very cool if you're into that kind of thing. A lot of things that didn't make the Pebbles albums that I think you would really dig. Oh, the New Yorkers, which was the Hudson Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Before they were named the Hudson Brothers. They're on here. So this is pretty, here's a classic Pebbles track that they copied here. The third Bardo doing I'm 5 years ahead of my time, which is a great garage Pebbles snotty classic. So this is very, very cool. Finally, we have You can walk across it on the grass. The boutique sounds of swinging London.
Nice.
So this is a mixture of sort of soul, a little bit of mod. Tony Rivers and the Castaways are doing their version of "Girl Don't Tell Me," which I think is great. Maybe even better than the Beach Boys because it's got harmonies in it, which the Beach Boys song purposely didn't. It was one of the only songs the Beach Boys did from that period that had no harmonies. But that's it was they wanted it to be kind of a Ticket to Ride takeoff, as you know. But some really cool bands on here. Well, the Kinks are on here, and there's Episode 6 I'm looking at, the Artwoods, the Merseys, the Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind. How about that?
There you go.
Which I only got 2 points on. Damn. Small Faces, and a bunch of really obscure acts as well. Grapefruit always does a great job of mixing popular and unpopular, and it ends up sitting. The cool thing about it is they sit next to each other and it works. It's not like you hear the popular tracks and say, "Oh, they're so much better than these other ones." No, they're not. Everything on here is just as cool as everything else.
Yeah.
So this is probably of the compilation box sets here. This is probably going to turn out to be my favorite. I haven't had a chance to hear it yet. I just got these.
Nice.
You can walk across on the grass. The boutique sounds of swinging London. Now, if you want these things early, go over to DustyGroove.com, I believe, and see if they have them.
Yep.
They did
make a note.
I always go. I go there every day to see what they bring in. Dusty Groove is mostly they specialize mostly in soul and jazz, and the soul part is great for me too because I always find good soul reissues on there. But occasionally they get the rock as well, and they have a really great connection with Cherry Red. I think they're the only vendor who gets things early. I think if you go to the Cherry Red website, you can't
Probably
buy
not
them.
even there. Yeah, crazy.
So I mean, they're listed, but they're not available to purchase.
Yeah.
But somehow on Dusty Groove they are. I don't know what kind of deal they have, and I don't want to find out because I don't want somebody at Cherry Red to say, "You mean they're getting our stuff? What the hell's going on? We better find that distributor and get rid of them." No, we're not going to do that. So anyway.
Great releases.
Cool reissues to look forward to in 2024.
Nice.
So speaking of 2024, we have some guests coming up. And
is that next week already? 2024?
Next week already, yes.
Holy cow.
Coming up on, and again, we will be doing our first episodes of Material Issues on Thursday rather than Wednesday. Same time as usual, but Thursday for the first two. So the first one is Thursday, January 4th.
Yep.
And it will be one of the co-founders of the great label Rhino Records, Harold Bronson. He will be our guest. He has this new book, Time Has Come Today, Rock and Roll Diaries, 1967 to 2007. Harold, of course, met many people throughout his history as a fan and as a label guy. Either a head of a label or working for other labels. So featuring close encounters with the Monkees, Peter Noon, the Turtles, AC/DC, Gene Simmons, just naming a few, Andrew Loog Oldham, ELO, Neil Innes, Badfinger, and many others. I haven't finished the book yet. I haven't finished the book yet, but I've read a lot of it. It's in diary form, and yeah, it's fun. I mean, we can relate to a lot of this, even if we haven't met some of these people. Yeah. We can relate to being a fanboy, and some of us can relate to being a label person, having met people and even releasing their music. So, really cool book on the Trouser Press Books Publishing. I believe Amazon has it if you want to purchase it there. I got it locally at Freakbeat Records because Harold Bronson is a local guy and he goes there every now and then. So this should be fun.
It'll be great.
And we'd love to hear more stuff about Rhino. It is it's been an amazing label for many years. They're still putting things out, not like they were, unfortunately. As it is with that size labels. They suffered some setbacks, but they're still releasing reissues, some box sets. Check it out. Time Has Come Today by Harold Bronson, our guest on Thursday, January 4th.
Yep, that's
January
gonna be great.
11th, it'll just be Mark and me, and I will be mainly talking about my best of 2023 lists, which
I'm looking forward to that. Doing
me too.
the best
I
of
haven't finished
2023. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I still have a lot of records to re-listen to. Some I'm still getting in, and so I haven't even listened to them yet.
And there's the point, if anybody watches and tunes in for the 11th, David's going to be talking about the best of 2023. So that'd be a great time if you have any questions on certain acts and artists or bands and labels and whatnot. He can answer them right there because he's going to have quite the list of the best of 2023 that'll give you.
Yeah, I would love to get questions about some of these people
as to maybe what to spend some of your holiday and New Year's money that you're given to from all your relatives that sent you checks. So spend it on the best of 2023.
I'm sorry I can't get this done any sooner, but it really is. It takes a lot of work to do what I do.
Sure it does.
Let me tell you.
It does. Yeah.
So it's gonna be a while. Like I said, I'm looking at these piles of 2023 releases, and these are just contemporary. I'm not even looking at the reissues yet. The reissues are a little easier to rank because I know all that music.
You know them, yeah.
It still takes a while, and as people who've seen my list know, I have these broken down into several categories.
Right. Yeah.
Categories within the contemporary arena and categories within the reissues arena, and some people may not. I don't rank digital only releases. That's just my policy. I not that I don't know if anyone cares or not, but it's just my part. It's my contribution to trying to keep the physical product going. And when I say physical product, I mean CDs, LPs, even cassettes, if that's what you want to do. But I will listen to digital only files. I'll listen and enjoy them, but I'm not going to rank them until the artist puts out a physical. So there have been a few from 2023 that I've heard that are digital only that will eventually have a release, and then they'll be ranked in that year. So I always rank them in the year that even if it was digital the previous year, I'll rank them in the year that the physical comes out.
Right.
So yeah. we've got plenty to talk about for sure in that regard.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and then so that will be Thursday, January 11th.
11th, yep.
So again, the first two material issues of 2024 will be on Thursday. So please make note of that. Then we'll be back on to Wednesday the 17th, and a really cool pop band that many of you know will have an album come out right around that time. Yes, we're talking about the Weaklings and their new album, Raspberry Park. And as always, it's a combination of originals and covers. This one has more originals than covers. The main, I'm sure they have. Oh, Jordan is here. All right, hey Jordan.
Hey, Jordan.
Good to see you. Anyway, the main man of this band, who was a member of many other bands prior, so he's certainly achieved quite a bit of notoriety in this business. Well, notoriety sounds bad. Let's just say a certain
renown
amount of renown. Thank you. Better word. Mr. Glenn Burtnick will be our guest on the 17th, Wednesday, the 17th of January, and this album should be out right around that time. I haven't heard it yet because I've been listening to my 2023s, but by the time of the show, I will have heard it, and I'm sure enjoying it quite a bit because I always like these guys. So check it out on the 17th, Mr. Glenn Burtnick. And there are other irons in the fire. I know I've invited a few other people to be guests, and I'm sure Mark has as well.
Always got things in the works. It's
amazing. I mean,
timing, yeah.
And the good thing is, both Mark and I know a decent amount of people, so we don't really stress it. It's kind of like we try to invite people when the mood suits us, or when sometimes it's a matter of, maybe we see something they posted on Facebook and it's like, oh, this would be a good time, especially if they have some sort of release coming out, like the Weaklings do, for example. And another guest that I invited, when's Jordan going to be on again? You know what? If Jordan can be on again, if he comes up with a new project, we'd be happy to have him back. But I mean, if you're going to be on a second time, it usually means that either A, we didn't finish your story, or B, you've got a new project in the works that we want to help promote for you.
It's
right. Did another comment come in that I haven't seen yet?
No. I just laugh, and sometimes I'm laughing because I'm tired. It's been a long day with basketball, and I've had one beer, and that just did me in. I might open up the Jonas Brothers backstage popcorn just to eat something right now.
When is Taylor gonna come on? No, I like I said, I don't know that happened, but it just seems like it must have.
Well, I'll tell you what, episode number 135 was fantastic. And everybody, if you're watching the scroll across the bottom, if you tuned in late and you're not sure what that is, the timemachine2.bandcamp.com. Earlier in the show, we did talk to Eddie Finley and Lisa Mychols. They were instrumental, along with Michael McCartney, our good friend, the DJ out of Lahaina, Maui. They put together a great project called Embers of Aloha, Artists for Maui. It's a Maui wildfire benefit project. And you can go to that Bandcamp site that's scrolling across the bottom. 43 tracks that you can download because you donate. So there's no specific amount. You can donate as much as you'd like. All proceeds go to the victims of wildfires via Michael McCartney and his GoFundMe. It goes directly to the people that need it most. So, yeah, Embers of Aloha, and that's scroll
and
right
it's
across
a
the
really
bottom.
good compilation.
It's really good.
You're getting something. You're getting something for your donation.
I mean, top-notch artists all donated their tracks to this thing, and it's really good. So, yeah, check it out and share it. Tell everybody you know. Put it on your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok, your whatever you like to share it with. Let them know that this is a great project. Get great music for donating to people that really could use your help. So that's what you see that for. But yeah, the rest of the time, unfortunately, David was stumped tonight on Stump the Bash. If you missed that, check out the archives. You might want to just keep replaying that little segment right there. And
I mean, it wouldn't be fun if I always got 15 or more. Occasionally,
every once in a while,
I need to be reminded that I don't know everything. Far from it.
It would have been worse if it was year-end chart position number 1.
Now, if I got stumped on that, yeah, you could put me up pasture at that point. You really could. Just to hang me by the tree that was in my dream earlier today, and just be done with it.
Yeah. So
we haven't. What was the lowest number we've done? 6, I think.
Yeah, it was in the top 10 or somewhere. 6, 7.
I remember there was a 4 or a 6, or maybe even both. We've done quite a few of these.
Yeah, it's hard to remember because this is show number 135. We've done a lot of these things. And
it's been a while though since Stump the Bash.
It's been a while since
come up with all these other games that have been fun.
Next time we play, it's going to be completely random by chance. I'm just going to spin the wheel, and you just get points or you don't without even answering.
Well, let's get John Borak on there so that he and I can do 1978.
Oh yeah, there's the Stumpire to enforce the answer limit of 20 minutes.
I don't think I've ever gone over 20 minutes.
Jordan,
the longest I've probably gone is about 3 minutes. No, we're not talking sexually here. I haven't reached that.
He hasn't gone that long yet.
No, it takes a while to get that kind of stamina. So. But no.
Outstanding though. Great episode number 135 material.
Yeah,
last episode of 2023.
Let's get John Borak on maybe later in the month if we don't have any guests, and we'll do 1978 and see how we do there. That should be a year. That should be a year that we both could be competitive in, I think.
I don't know. Did John ever check out that archive? And I told him I got a couple of Beatles collectibles that he doesn't have. This is those Yoda cards we
I don't know,
discussed.
John, if you're still here.
Look at that, John. I bet you don't have the Yoda cards. Oh, Beatles, red and blue. I got them. I just thought I'd bring that up. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Everybody have a wonderful rest of your 2023, and may 2024 bless us all with just
Happy New Year,
love,
everyone.
happiness.
Stay safe. Don't go driving on New Year's Eve unless you absolutely have to. Thank you, Tim.
John, I hope you're feeling better with your bout of the big C.
I mean, if he's not here now, I spoke with him yesterday, and
thank you, Tim.
More or less recovered, thankfully.
Wonderful. Well, it's great to see everybody. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate the good word.
You too, Greg.
Eddie, thank you again for everything you're doing, and make sure everybody checks out the timemachine2.bandcamp.com and do what you can to help the wildfire victims. Ember of Aloha. David, love to you and Rena. Have a great New Year's, and we'll see you next year.
Love to you, Hannah, Leah, and Chaz.
Wonderful. Everybody have a wonderful one. Thank you for joining us for all these episodes, material issues of 2023. We'll see you next year.
Good night,
everybody. Happy New Year.